Just let me know in the chat. What are you guys running right now? What type of what platform you're running on right now? Just drop it in the chat. Live to see what platform you're running on, and also how are your ads going right now? Like, are you are you scaling things? Are you having issues with bans, restrictions? Are you like ending? How are things going? Just drop it in the chat. I like to just be able to see how you guys are, how things are going for you guys right now, just so I can understand what you have going on your side. So drop that in the chat. Let me see what we have going on here, and just so we can be able to do so. But yeah, and then also yeah, so drop that in, and then we'll be like sort of chatting and seeing how we can make sure we can get you guys ahead of the curve. So someone says they're a complete noob on ads. You're doing organic. Just wanted to learn from you. Okay, sounds good. Yeah. So if you're doing organic or paid, then definitely the principles you can apply those principles. That's fine. Also, Christian, making creators for weight loss supplements. So all I have to worry about is the click. Okay, cool. And so Christian, it's already yeah. If you're running a different affiliate program that already has a good conversion rate on their landing page, then that's great. You don't have to worry much about that. But if you're running an offer where you have to create your own landing page or you need to create your own bridge page, then that's when I would suggest like maybe that'll be to be in your advantage to be able to make sure you can have a lander or bridge page that is very compliant. Now, the key thing I want you to notice this as well, right? Is like whenever and what I will do is I'll see how I can do something where I can actually do like a quick drawing just to show you guys a general idea of something here. Um, but yeah, so let me actually show you something I think that will probably help with you. Let's see. And if you can see my screen, just let me know. I just want to make sure it's all good, it's all clear. And then essentially, let me show you something, right? So let's say you have your main offer that you're running. So this is like I'll just put it here as main offer. So with your main offer, that essentially a lot of times there may always be the drawback to this. There may always be different like keywords on there. Um, that may be words that may be more bannable, right? Or that may lead to more restrictions and so forth. So essentially, whenever you're running like, in different particular niches, especially niches that are considered more what you call gray hat, or black hat, then with TikTok, Google Meta, then you always get a lot more restrictions. So the way around that is to be able to, instead of running ads directly to like, let's say, instead of running ads directly to this particular landing page, then what you will do instead is create what you call a bridge page. So, essentially, you will have a bridge page that is compliant to be able to get your traffic over. So you'll have a bridge page. You'll make sure that it's compliant, and I'll show you examples of stuff and make sure we can even get you guys access to bridge pages that you may want as well. So this is basically sort of like what you want to do, and I'll show you different things to be able to do to make sure you can actually run both of those in a very uh, effective, compliant way. Now, of course, with whatever you choose, whether you're running ads through like FB, whether you're running ads through TikTok, right? Or whether you're doing ads through Google or any other platform, then essentially you want to be able to keep that in mind. This, similar principle, especially for those areas. Now, if you do not use a bridge page, the other way around it, so that's like option one, right? This is like a simple, easy like option that you can actually be able to do that doesn't require a lot more expenses. Now, there's a second option I'll just mention to you guys, so you can just keep those in mind, and you can be able to understand like different ways in which you can be able to run in multiple niches with the landers and so forth. And let me just make sure, like, as we go along, drop in your questions and I'll look through those and see what I can like answer as well. And I'll also explain, yeah, so C3 as well. I'll also explain like compliancy for bridge pages as well on the Fluent. So what you want to keep in mind as well, there's option two, which again, like it works, but it requires more money and more, understanding what you're doing, and it's more of a drop-off rate, so you can have less conversions. But the other option is this, right? Let me show you here. So like, let's say your other option, option two, would be essentially sending traffic instead of a bridge page. Then you send traffic to what you call a white page, and that's only if you cloak it, right? So instead of a bridge page, you have traffic to like a white page, and that usually, of course, will be a compliant page. And with that compliant page, that will, essentially you'll be cloaking with that method. Now, cloaking does cost more money, and also the thing about cloaking is the way it works is that if you're looking to send traffic to like let's say your particular offer, which is right here. It's say let's say gray hat, black hat, or whatever it is. You're looking to send traffic to that offer. Then what I would probably suggest is like if you're doing cloaking, and let me just make sure I have this clear so everyone can actually understand and see, right? So if you're doing cloaking, the way this works now is that you send traffic to the white page. And once the traffic appears to the white page, let's say the FB bots, the TikTok bots, or Google bots, what they will do is they will actually see this page here. So they'll see this page. But if there are any like real users, so the bots see this page, but any real users, let me just make sure it's clear. So you see here bots. So this page is for like the bots that actually detect and check to see, what you're running. And then this page would be your real users that you're advertising to will see this page. Now, of course, there are pros and cons for everything. This method does cost more, so keep that in mind. There's actually a cost to running it. There are like cloaking places like Cloaking House and so forth that you can actually use. But one thing to also keep in mind about this is that you will get a good drop off rate, like a higher drop off rate than if you were to use the above method. But I'll show you as well how to use the above method so you don't necessarily have to worry about using this option two here. Yeah, how you can use option one, have a bridge page that's compliant. Because a white page, of course, you can use this method. It costs more, you have a higher drop-off rate, but you have very low chances of being banned because of how it's set up. However, I'm going to walk through option one because it's simple, it's cost efficient, and also you can get high conversion rates with people going over to your main offer as well. So we're going to like walk through that, and I'm going to show you example of bridge pages, and just so that way you can be able to see how you can also do that on your end. But let me just see if you have any questions. We're going to go through questions as well because I'm going to make it also practical to each and every one of you here. So I know, Swas, what you also say you have 160K audience and it's on Instagram. You haven't monetized it. Definitely monetize your Instagram. Um, Although in the past, what I realized years ago, like I would create like Instagram accounts and then I would be able to get lots of conversions from it. But now I'm not 100% sure. Let me know how it works as well. Like the conversion rate really dropped off for like Instagram and so forth. In the past, it was like way better. I'll get like a large amount of my followers actually going towards offers. But nowadays, like it's a small percentage of actual followers, but it can still be monetized. You can still be able to like make good amounts from your followers once you have a good engaged account. Now, Christian, you said, have you also tried running sweeps on YouTube ads? Would you use similar landing page to your Facebook one? If we do use Cloaker, do you recommend Adspec? So for Cloaker, I'll just mention the one. So there's Cloaking House, if you use a Cloaker Christian. Now, I personally haven't tried running the ads on YouTube itself, but it's definitely something that could work, and I would still use like a bridge page for the YouTube because, of course, with every platform they do detect like let's say whatever is on your landing page, And if the regular page is already non-compliant, like the regular sweep page, page with your sweep is already non-compliant, then you can't really change that yourself because that's someone else's, like it's owned by the affiliate network that makes those changes. So you will have to use a bridge page to ensure that you can run your ads for a much longer time frame. Now, also, C3, I know you said, can you explain now the compliant bridge page for Fluent? Can you review this page as well? So let's review your page actually, since you have it there. Then after we're going to show you some examples. So let me review this page with you. All right. So this is what, right? So I landed on this page. This is what I'm seeing here. So what I'm going to do is, like, most people wouldn't really be viewing it from desktop. So right now you've seen it as desktop. So in order for you to see how your landing page looks with mobile, which is the main area, what you want to do is right click and you want to actually click inspect. So once you right click inspect, then you will be able to see this here. So now, so I click this, it click flash rewards. Okay, this here. So this is what I'll do, right? Now, okay, now this is the main page. Now, this is what I'll recommend. So first, I'll recommend things for conversions, then we'll come towards compliancy afterwards. I'll first give you general principles on how to make sure your landing page is converting. Then after we'll come into the more intricate details on ensuring that we can have a lander that's also compliant, right? So step one, what you want to do is, and that's fine having the actual brand and the number aspect here in terms of conversion. That's fine. And get up to, like, put a space there. You have to make sure everything is good. And also what you want to use is consistent fonts, right? So use consistent fonts and certain sizes, and that would be very essential. So that way things look very structured. So if you put a space between that, get up to 1,000 in shopping rewards, and make sure you have, like, consistent font throughout the entire lander, because you want it to also look very clean and very trusted. Now, after you have this thing here, what I personally would do is this review section, I wouldn't put that at the top. That would definitely, if people click on this, like, they will go to this. However, you don't want people to be going off of this like that. I mean, personally, what I would do is, if you want to have reviews at the end, like, I would probably not even link Trustpilot on there, but I'll do the screenshots. But if I put reviews, I'll put it all the way at the bottom. I wouldn't put it right at the top, right? I'll put the reviews at the bottom because you don't want to distract. You want people to get the main aspect, and if they want to scroll more and see the reviews, then they can see it. And then, but I wouldn't even, like, link this because you don't want people going off of this. The minute they go off of this, they begin to search more stuff. They go to this website. They're like, oh, what is Flash Rewards? They start clicking other stuff, and they forgot about your link already. So don't give any other links. You want people to have one main action, which is to, let's say, get started, right? So now, so what I would do is take this out, this review, bring it all the way to the bottom somewhere. But I personally would also, um, not put the first review as it's actually real, not a scam. Like, just put a review, put the first review I will show will be a review in the positive instead of a review that brings up the negative. Because already, of course, people are on edge. They think it's a scam, but at the same time, they see the word scam. Sometimes it makes it feel even more like a scam. Like, but then put reviews in the positive of just people saying, like, hey, it worked for me, whatever it is. And then you can put that, maybe if you put two reviews, you can put the second one or something like that in there if you want. However, you want to have the main title, you want to have the image there. Then afterwards, you want to have this section here below that, and then the button. But whatever you do, you want to make sure the button always shows on the first screen. Like, you never want the button to be like, let me show you if I can see something here. So you never want the button to be in a position where it cannot be seen on the yeah, you never want it to be in a position where it's not showing. So you always want the button to show right away in that screen. This is what you call above the fold. So essentially, whenever someone lands on the page, you need to be able to see all the information and the button right away. Now you see how you have this button here with the review green. This is more attractive to me. Like I would click this button first before I click get started because it stands out more. The get started, it's black, it doesn't stand out. You need to make whatever your call to action button, the color needs to stand out. You need to make sure you can actually, put a color that will stand out. And you can try different call to actions like get started, or you can put other things like claim my reward now, or something that's very inviting that someone could actually be able to do. Right? So you want to have this, your image, you want to have the instructions, then the button, then lastly, you can put your reviews if you want to have that in the end, that's fine. And what I would do too is like, those call to privacy policies, make that a lot smaller. You don't want that to be a main focal point. And if, yeah, and then even people clicking away, that's like a lot. Yeah, if there could have been like a different way to do it too, that would be better, like a pop-up and they still on the same screen. Or yeah, it's fine. I guess it opens up a new tab, that's fine. But make that a lot smaller. We don't want even people to be focused um, on privacy policy and terms and conditions. And then what you want to do with this part here, you see all the instructions, make it super simple, right? Make it super stupid simple. You need to decrease that from five things, put it to like even just three items, and very short, very to the point. Tell them exactly what to do, so that way people don't have to read much. And they can see right away what to do, and they click claim my reward now button right away. That's standing out to them. Your button is to stand out. So as it pertains to conversions, that's what I would sort of recommend for that. And again, like for example, simple designs work. So I'm not against like we have certain simple designs that we've made tens of thousands on. So simple designs work. So I'm not against it. However, you want to make sure you structure things out in a way that will be able to be high converting. Now, um, as it pertains to the compliancy of a page like that, that's the next step. Now, when you run ads, of course, you may be able to see at times, like let's say, um, reasons as well for why your ad was essentially restricted or your account is restricted. And sometimes you need to be able to test things out because certain words you just never know how different ad platforms react to it, whether that may be like TikTok or whether that may be Meta and so forth. So what I suggest as well is like sometimes let's say you may test out maybe is it that my instructions is getting me banned. Okay, you know what? If that's getting me banned, then let me hide this or let me change this around. Or a lot of times, maybe is my headline getting me banned. Maybe, so then let me adjust that as well. So what you want to do is always test things out, see what's working, and adjust to see essentially what's, by elimination. Just starting off by elimination. The thing that would seem most likely to get you banned, begin by changing that thing and seeing how it works. And there are times I would do this, right? So let me go to like even just a basic. I think we have a very basic lander. I'll show you from sample here, standard lander, very basic. Um, yeah, so this one is just a very simple basic lander. So let me just show you from here. And again, like what we have is that what I've used for all the landers is we use like the Geometrics app as well. So for example, let's say you have something, and again, this one is just a very basic lander. So let's say you have something like that. If this is getting you banned, then what you want to do is just go ahead and sort of change maybe this part here, or but then this should be pretty compliant. But another thing you could do as well is sometimes if the image itself too is getting you banned, like I'll actually click on the image and I'll go to like let's say advanced, and before I launch the ad, I may probably just hide it, right? I may probably just hide it. And then after I launch the ad, I can actually reveal it again after I launch the ad. Now, if something is causing you to get banned a lot, that's when I do that, right? If something is causing you to get banned before the ad, I just hide it, and after the ad, I put it back after the ad is live. Now, whenever you do something like that, though, what you want to always avoid is essentially the buttons. Never have the buttons itself not showing, because there's something called caching, right? And I'll explain to you and I'll show you how that works as well. There's something called caching that I'll walk you through of how exactly that works. So let me, and this is just a different line that we actually someone else sent over, and we just sort of mimicked it as well. So there is something called caching, and I'll show you how that works, and I'll explain to you, right? So let me see here, um, if I can essentially create a new. Okay, so there's something called caching, right? So let's say you're running your ad. Let's just say this is your ad here. Let's say this is your ad, right? So whenever you run your ad, um, you have like, let's say, a particular page, and we're just going to make sure you understand the general principle. So you run your ad, you have this particular page, right? Whatever TikTok or Meta and so forth sees on that page initially, then it takes like a snapshot of it. So essentially, it will take like almost like a screenshot of that particular page, and it says, hey, this is the page, and let's say you have like a button on there as well. Let me show you. Let's say you have a button as well in there. Whatever that button is, and whatever that button is also linked to, it says, okay, take a screenshot, and this is the button that it continues to show to people. Now, what happened is that, let's say your ad is now live, and you're about to make a change on your landing page. Let's say your ad is now live, and instead of this button, you're like, okay, great, I'm approved. Let me change my button to this. Now that you change your button to this, what happens is that now Facebook or Meta and so forth, when a page is actually cached, it's only sometimes showing that page to, let's say, even like 40% of people, right? Only 40% of the traffic is seeing that new page since you changed that new button. But it could happen where still there is 60% of people that is seeing this page here with the old button. Now, what happened in that situation is that you end up having 60% of people seeing a button that is probably not even working, or that's not even your main offer, and only 40% of people is seeing your button if your main offer. So that is why you want to make sure you properly also be able to set things up in a way where you can avoid that from happening. And I'll share with you how to avoid that from happening. But let me just check the chat as well. So let me see here. You say from compliance point of view, can you give some tips for my lander? Yeah, so we'll talk more on that too. And then also, caching only affects button links and not other elements. Caching affects the entire page. However, your main thing you want to make sure is that the link that someone actually clicks to your offer is not cached, because that's like the key thing. You want to make sure that's not cached, because that's what will actually bring people to your money page and allow you to make money. Even if it cached an old title, let's just say, people will still end up clicking the button anyways, and you'll still get people coming over, but you just want to make sure your button is not cached. So the way you do this as well is, let's say you have a lander like this, right? And you have the button. On the button, open URL. You don't just put your offer. You don't just put your offer right away. The way you do this is you don't put your offer right away in this button when you're doing it. You want to be able to create another page. So let me show you something here, right? So you want to put like add step, and I'm in the Metrics app. And if anyone wants it, like for example, you see all those landers there. Like I have an app lander, chatbot lander, email collection lander, form lander, organic lander, quick start bridge, standard bridge, and we'll add more and more as well. Anyone who wants all of those, I can actually give that to you for free. All you have to do is go ahead and sign up for like this page here, and I'll drop you the link. If you sign up for this funnel builder, I'll give you everything as well. So sign up.giantmetrics.com, and then I think we do have like we do have like a coupon code where you can actually get lifetime yeah, you can actually get a lifetime essentially. Let me see here, a lifetime discount. So let me actually send that discount code to you as well, just so you have that and you can take full advantage of that as well. Because yeah, it will just save you a lot of time. Make sure you can actually get that going. So it was something that actually Discount actually had for Tickcord before, but of course that's not really functioning as it was. But you can go to this page, like sign up with that coupon code, you get 50% off lifetime. And just like message me. I'll actually see if you use that code. I will see that you use that code, and I will make sure you get all the landers as well, right? So we'll make sure you get all the landers. So what you want to do is this: instead of in the button, instead of putting website and your offer link, you want to go now to your essentially, you want to go back to, like, let's say your funnel, and you want to click add a step. So let's say add a step. Let's say for now, I'll just name it redirect, create funnel step, and I'll show you exactly what we do here, right? And I will copy the code from this one here so you can actually get an idea and see what we're doing. So I'll just get like the standard lander. The code is already there. And let me show that to you. So this is what you're going to do. I'm going to copy this code. It's inside of here. All right, let me just copy this and you'll be able to see. Okay, so then if I go back to the quick start, I have this redirect one opened up. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open it in a new tab. I can be able to edit that. And then once it pops up, this is what I'll be able to do here. I add a section, and if you get this, what I'm sharing you with you right now, if you get the app, you don't have to do all those steps. Everything is there. You just plug and play. I'm just going to add a row and then add element. The element in here basically would be code, right? Because we're going to add the HTML code in there. And once you click add code, then to the right is the code editor. You paste that in. This link is actually very yourdomain.com. Please don't go to it. The last time I was on a call with someone, yourdomain.com, it wasn't the best domain. Yeah. Anyways, so to the curious eyes, don't search for it. So I'll just put google.com, right? So let's just say, your white page, whatever your white page is. So you want to be able to save this, right? Um, your white page, right? So now you have this white page and you want to save this. Now, the key thing of what you'll be doing essentially is whatever the link is, and right now I don't have any domain connected to that, but I can. All I will need to do is go to like settings and I'll add a domain there, like add domain, and you can add in any amount of domains, unlimited amount, and you can also make unlimited funnels. But what you would do is essentially, like, this is just the dummy, like, landing page right now, the domain name here. So what you'll essentially do is, this is the page. Let's see here. So what you, and again, I can take it out because it reloads right away. I was trying to see if I can like copy it right away. But yeah, what I'll have to do is that, anyways, you just have to take out the redirect and copy it. But whatever the domain name is for that redirect page, you will go ahead inside of your main button and you put in your redirect link. So we'll just put like redirect.com, whatever your redirect link is, and that link will be constant. So that link will be the link for this page here. This page here will be inside of this button, and you never change this, right? Now, before your ad is live, what you will be doing basically is, the only thing you will go to change is inside of this redirect section. You'll go to the code editor and you will put your white page here. After your ad is live, you go back to the code editor and you just put in your money page here. That's the only thing that you'll be changing. So just keep that in mind. And that's how it is. So that way you can avoid your button from being cached, and you can ensure that your button is also compliant. So that's the key thing, is making your lander compliant, making your button compliant, so that way you can be able to get things launched out. And we do have a bunch of like funnels that you can actually take advantage of. Um, Citri, let me see here. You say, can you please check this for clarification, right? Let me read what you say. So you say, for compliance point of view. Okay, so which one? Okay, so can we keep the button link constant to another page in our funnel builder, then redirect that page to our offer after approval? Yes, you could put the button to another page in the funnel. That's fine. Like, another thing I do as well is this. Like, for example, what sometimes what I do is, like, let's say I have the main page in the funnel. let's say this is the main page in the funnel, right? I will actually copy this link here for that main page, and in the redirect, I will actually put the main page there as the white page. So what will happen is that, let me show you here. What will happen is that if someone goes to that initial page and they clicks the button, then you click on this, it just redirects to itself, right? Once you click this, it just redirects to itself, and so essentially that's something that you could do as well, and that works. Let me know, C3, if that answers your question. Yeah. So, and whilst we're doing this as well, let me just show you guys a couple like landers, different things, like different options of what you could do. Like we do have like, let's say, email-based landers as well, where you can actually be able to like collect emails. That's an option if you want to, depending on what you're running bridge page. You can actually be able to get people emails, and this is just standard stuff. You just change those things around. So you have like an email collection lander in there. We also have like form landers where you can actually do a similar thing like a Google form, and it's all built within, like right here. It's all built within like, let's say, this same funnel builder, so you can have everything housed in one place. So keep that in mind. Like you have that form, almost like Google Form Lander. We have landers you can even use for organic, like Pinterest, different places as well. It has both the desktop and on mobile. So this is an example. Like we've run that on Pinterest as well, different places. You can just change things around. If I right click inspect, this is like simple one for like mobile, and then the desktop is a little different as well. Let me see, remove this desktop is a bit different. And then also say view and mobile to claim offer. It all depends on where you're running. If you're running glitchy, of course, then it's all through the mobile aspect. But if you're running other places like Tap and so forth, then you can be able to use desktop, mobile, and so on. So yeah, so you're asking, can you review my earlier lander for compliance, C3, right? So let's look at that lander as well as it pertains to compliance. So now let me show you the main areas of compliance, and let me see if I can find. I'll just have to copy your link again and add it in. Let me get that link. One sec. Okay. So the main areas of compliance is this, right? Is your text. Yeah, basically all the different text. So like for example, um, like first I will actually test things out without any reviews, because the less text you have, the less issues with compliance. I'll test things out without the reviews at first, and then after things are being approved, then you can add that in, and you know that that won't be an issue. So the main thing you want to do is like, let's say this part here, and I know you're using images for all because maybe you it helps you to to not get things detected. That's fine. You could use images, but even if you use text and you have the right copy, then that's not a problem as well. So the main thing here is the title first. So get to $1,000 in shopping rewards. So then if this page doesn't get approved, now this is what there's sometimes a page like this could get approved even if it has certain wording on there, and it works like that sometimes. However, in the case where this is not approved, then what I would do is I would like sort of change up, like let's say things like shopping reward or 1,000, and I'll just keep it in the image or something, but I'll just change up, let's say, shopping rewards, if that's a word at a certain, because it has its waves, it has its times. So you may just put something like different, like something like just claim your XYZ, like whatever it is, or get, so you'll just like sort of change the title, but you can test out the title first. The key thing is to test, because sometimes bridge pages may work with many different words, or it may not work. The key thing is to test things, then afterwards you go by the process of elimination. If this doesn't work, you just change it up to something that may be more compliant. And then also the main other area is this thing here. This thing here could sort of impact items. So like for example, um, like let's say claim your reward as a brand gift or Visa prepaid card. Like I'll actually just remove like Visa and PayPal and all of those things there too, just to avoid more issues. Um, but then let's say tap to get the button started. That's generic, so that's fine. Um, so I would, so tap to get to tap the get started button, answer the questions, enter your email, and then I'll put something like complete deals and gain your free reward. Maybe if you want to give additional information, you would give additional information all the way to the bottom if you really want to. But give the basic information first that they need to start. And then if they continue scrolling, if you want, you can add additional information on how they can be able to maximize on everything. So you can just say you can just try to simplify everything you have there into three different sentences. But those things shouldn't necessarily like enter your email, complete the deals. Those typically for me haven't given issues with bands, but if ever it gives an issue, then two things I would do. I would either change some wording on there, or the second thing I would do is I would just sometimes go ahead and hide certain fields. So, like for example, let's say this is giving me an issue or whatever it is, then I would just go ahead and I would like hide certain aspects before the I'll just probably hide it before my ad is live. After my ad is live, I'll put it back. Now the only thing is that will be cached. If we do that, that will be cached. But as long as my button is there, like I've found out that even if I hide certain elements that are more restrictable or bannable, once my button is there, I found that I can still get like a 70 to 80% rate of people going from my bridge page to my main offer page. Yeah, so text and image as well, featuring like there are times it could help, but I mean more and more the bots could actually detect a lot of stuff. So like bots are not as dumb as they were, and they continue to advance. So text is, I mean, the image is fine if it works for you, you use it. But if you want a way where, sometimes it's just that certain landers, if you're doing a lot of testing, changing up a lot of words, then images sometimes you have to go through a process of re-editing all of that and so forth. So if it works for you, keep using it. Whatever works, keep using it. But even if you test out the text using text, that's fine as well, as long as you test and optimize, make sure you can stay compliant. Um, so yeah, so that's basically some of the key aspects there as well. So again, people who do organic, you don't have as many problems as people who do ads. But the nice thing is like you have so much potential of what you could do if you just have like good landers and ads. So this is all like dummy as well, like all stuff you can actually be able to do. Um, but yeah. So any other questions? Let's just answer questions, and we're going to be ending off in a couple of minutes. We're just going to answer whatever questions you have. Once we're done with questions, we'll end off. So just let me know, guys, what questions you have, and we'll be able to answer that before we end off for today. All right. So you said here, why does no one use Pinterest ads for fluent offers? Yeah, Pinterest could be used as well. I've actually used Pinterest ads before. Of course, it may have a longer learning curve with the Pinterest ads. Um, but this is what TikTok gives like you definitely get like a higher ROAS there. But TikTok sometimes for me it was a hit and miss. Like there are times when I've gotten good ROAS and there are times when I didn't. But yeah, I think if you really focus on a platform, you can probably get something really good going there. Um, so that it's worth a test, see how it works for you. TikTok organic, TikTok paid, both of those are options. Snapchat, of course, TikTok, Google, Meta, all of those are options. So really, wherever people are, you can be able to run ads wherever people are, and that's fine. And any questions, guys? Just drop the questions. We're going to end off in a couple minutes and just making sure we can answer any questions you have. But whilst we answering the questions, like one thing I really recommend if you get like the Geometrics app, which is something that we actually run ourselves, and all our ads are there, all our funnels are built in there. We will actually give you access to all of our landers. And if you do have a lander that you saw that looks really good, then I can have the team go in and try to mimic that lander, and we can add it to your account as well. We can give it to everyone else as well. So it's very simple, and it has a bunch of stuff in there. So like you have like email marketing, SMS, sales funnels, and you have unlimited, right? You can put unlimited domains, unlimited funnels. So your funnels, you can have unlimited ones. You can have surveys, form builders in here, and you can actually go ahead and add in like domain names as well. So like if I go here and I click domains, you can just add in a whole bunch of domain names, right? And you have an unlimited amount. So this is a builder that really has everything that you need. And for people doing organic, just so you know as well, like something to keep in mind is you can actually go to marketing, social planner, and you can actually connect either TikTok, Instagram, Meta, and so forth. And you can schedule your posts and automatically post bulk amounts. Like literally, we've had team members using like the bulk poster and having a full month of posts scheduled out on social accounts as well. So that's just side note, but really and truly what we focus on right now is really just the lander, making sure you can get that going. Yeah, but let me know your last question. That's fine, Situ. Drop your last question, and we're going to end off. If no one else has a question, we're going to end off on that last question right now. So let me know what you have going, and then we'll we'll end up there. So let me see. Oh, you have it already. So I didn't read. Okay, so your last question here is have you ever tried the direct promote feature within TikTok app without using AdSense? I heard it has less moderation. So yes, I've actually tried using the direct feature on TikTok app, and it's pretty. When I did it, it was profitable. I got good ROAS. Well, I actually probably made like between 10 to 15,000 just doing ads on the promote feature on TikTok app within like a 2 week period, you know. So it actually worked out pretty good when I did it, and that when I did it was actually a year and a half ago. So I haven't done that in a while, you know. So just say it's like a year and a half since I've actually done that. Maybe a year and a year and a half ago. But the only thing is, it's scalability is not as much, but you can have multiple phones, multiple accounts to scale, and also the spend is slower. It's more throughout the day. It's not like immediate and so forth. And yeah, it's just that sometimes once you're able to get the ad live, then it goes. But sometimes, of course, there's still a level of moderation. There's still a level of moderation. There's still levels of not being able to get your ad live, depending on the type of video that you have. I realize certain videos I've gotten approved very easily for, but there are some videos I just never was able to get approved on there. So it has its drawbacks and it also has its pros and cons. Um, is moderation less? Um, I would say it takes a lot longer for your ad to be banned when it's officially running. But to get your ad to run, sometimes it's still a process. It's not like you get every single ad running. Like you do get a good amount of immediate disapprovals. That's what I would say. You may get a lot of immediate disapprovals, but once you get through with an ad, sometimes you can have it running for a couple of days, all right, or multiple times. Like that same ad, you can keep adding more funds multiple times. Like there was a time when I actually spent on one ad on a promote feature. I probably spent maybe like $800 on one ad inside of the promote feature. So um, again, but I haven't done that in a minute, so I'm not sure now how it is right now. But it's definitely a viable option you can test out. All right, so that's about it right now. Hope you got something that you could have taken away from this call as well. Feel free if you ever have any issues, like just talk to us in support. If you ever need anything from us, open up a ticket. The team we're waiting will be more than happy to help and assist in any different aspect that you have going on. And yeah, until then, I mean, hopefully next week we'll be able to do another call. We may do a whole different topic next week. We'll see if you have any suggestions on a topic that you want us to cover. Feel free to drop it in, whether it's on TikTok, Meta ads, like whatever it is. Like we're willing to be able to share more and be able to see how we can help you guys, whether it's affiliating or e-commerce. Hopefully, we can share a lot more value as well. Something that you can actually be able to help with, and of course, um, if we also provide many different accounts that helps you to avoid being banned, like our agency ad accounts, white hat for like TikTok, and also we have both white hat, black hat, gray hat for Google, for Meta, and so forth. So if at any time someone is like, hey, you know what, I really want to run an offer on Meta, I want to run an offer on Google or whatever it is, like feel free to open a ticket and we will actually be able to help you through the full process. Make sure you can get going live and avoid a lot of the restrictions that a lot of people get. So again, thanks again for joining on. Until next time, have a wonderful rest of your day then.